Hello everyone. As you all know, every student is different, not only personality but also where they came from. So everybody has different background, and it's the thing that I'm going to show you in this video is about chapter 4, student diversity. Mostly the difference between the students is because of culture. And what is culture? Okay, let's go to start with one definition, that is the shared norms, traditions, behavior, language, and perception of a group. The cultural background of an individual child is affected by gender, region, social class, race, ethnic group, disabled or not disabled group, and religion. To summarize the chapter, I divide the information of every fact in three parts: what we need to know, how they affect in the learning process, and what the teachers can do for effectively teaching. Let's go to start with the socioeconomic status or social class and how it affects in the student achievement. It's important to know for sociologists, socioeconomic status is in terms of individuals' income, occupation, education, and prestige in society. We're going to divide this in middle class to refer to families whose wage earners are in occupation requiring significant education, or working class who's not requiring higher education, and lower class who are often unemployed and might be living on government assistance. Here is a way to classify the social class. So how does socioeconomic status affect in the student achievement? So this is fact that is important to know about this aspect, and because the behavior, expectation, and attitudes of the students are different depends on the social class. Many children from low-income families receive an upbringing that is less consistent with the expected school behavior that do middle-class children. The kind of activities the parents tend to do with their children are different. Actually, when a low-class child enters to the school, is less likely to know numbers, letters, some skills that middle class children already have. Actually, middle class students enter with more skills to following direction, explaining and understanding reasons, and using complex language. Some issues about students from low income groups are some health problems as vision, hearing, lead exposure, asthma, medical care, and nutrition. The neighborhood where they grow up can affect in the cognitive learning process. As well, they don't have not many positive role models to follow. Also, they have more periods of homeless. So, what a teacher can do? The teacher can provide good models of language use, to talk and read there more frequently, and to encourage reading and other learning activities that they don't have in home. School, family, and community partnerships are very important in the children learning process. So we have to be more focused in parent involvement. Correlational research involvement has clearly shown that parents who are involved themselves in their children's education have higher achievement children than other parents. Other important aspect is ethnicity and race. Don't confuse ethnicity and race. Any group is made of an individual who have a shared sense of identity because place of origin, religion, and race. And race is physical characteristics. Ethnic groups usually share a common culture. Here is we can divide or classify in European, Asian, African Americans, Latins, and Native Americans. What is important to know this? Because many families in this group are unable to provide their children with stimulation and academic preparation. Because the students perform poorly because the instruction they receive is inconsistent with their cultural background. Some minorities generally prefer work in collaboration, like Latin or Native Americans, and students perform are lacking for social stigmas. Here is a table who shows the population by race or ethnicity in 2010 projected to 2020, 30, 40, 50, and 60. The teacher's role should be avoid low expectation, avoid stereotype treat, should choose text and instructional materials that show all ethnic groups inequality positive, information and activities appropriate for the language culture, provide structure for intergroup interaction, and decorate classrooms that are representative of the students' cultures. Teachers can help bilingual students with the programs for students which English is not his first language, helping with vocabulary materials, opportunities to use academic English and reading, and never publicity embarrass children. Teachers also have to embrace the multicultural education, which encompassing all policy and practice schools might use to improve educational outcomes not only for students of different ethnic, social class, and religious backgrounds, but also for students of different genders and exceptionalities. Thus, how we can do it? With content integration, knowledge construction, prejudice reduction, equity pedagogy, and empowering school culture. Other different is the gender. But gender roles are among the first that individuals learn. This behavioral difference is because they're reinforced by adults. And the differences are so small and variable that they have few practical consequences. Because boys and girls just have biological difference, not intelligence or academic achievement. Remember avoiding stereotypes, promote your integration, and treating females and males equally. Lastly, we're going to see one very important difference, which is the learning style or the intelligence, which is the general aptitude for learning or an ability to acquire and use knowledge or skills. Stenberg described three types of intelligences: analytical, practical, and creative, and Gardner described 9. These are Gardner's multiple intelligences: logical, mathematical, able to manipulate numbers and symbols; linguistic, able to speak and write well; existential, able to reflect on abstract ideas; intrapersonal, able to recognize and apply one's thoughts, feelings, and interests; interpersonal, able to interact well with others; bodily or kinesthetic, able to coordinate movement; spatial, able to manipulate three-dimensional space; musical, able to apply concepts of rhythm, pitch, melody, and harmony; and naturalistic, able to distinguish features in nature. Finally, the teacher's role is avoid thinking about children as smart or not smart, because there are many ways to be smart. Use a different variety of activities and use a variety of assessment and rewards.